I am Paul Zake, co-founder and director Rakai Environmental Conservation Program, which is RECO. We initiated RECO in 2011, and that's 9 years now, approaching 10 years. And the reasons why we started the Rakai Environmental Conservation Program is because our environment was deteriorating. The farmers were practicing poor farming practices. Also, the trees were being cut a lot from the natural forest, but also on the individual-owned farmlands. A lot of soil erosion was happening, a lot of bush burning. There was a shift in the mindset in that people were now exploiting the natural resources without being concerned about the future generations. So Rakai Environmental Conservation Program was initiated to conserve our environment through promoting environmental conservation initiatives and as well to promote sustainable farming practices. Since then, we have really worked with the different partners, including his Ceremony Foundation, including the local communities, local organizations, and the communities themselves, and especially our team, which has really done a lot of work in conserving the environment. We are very proud with the work which has been done so far, and as we approach 10 years, we feel like we should share what we are doing so that other people can also know more about our communities, but as well about RECO and as well what we stand for. We are part of an ambitious goal of reducing hunger and also ending environmental degradation on this planet.
I'm Iga Charles, working with the Rakai Environmental Conservation Organization as outreach officer. I've been working with the RECO for the past 3 years, and we are doing various activities trying to conserve the environment, creating environmental conservation awareness in communities, in schools, and also training the community members about how to conserve and preserve the environment. Also trying to put the message in the students, the learners in the schools, and also training them in various practices that can conserve environment, like planting trees on the bare lands, practicing, teaching them how to practice agroforestry, and also eradicating more how to overcome, how to reduce on the diseases, the pests and diseases that have been happening due to poor farming practices in our communities.
I'm Seginya Charles. I'm a teacher at Utopia Academy. I'm 30 years. For 3 years, we've been partnering with the RECO organization. In fact, they have changed our environment, because before we had some problems with the environment. Many people could easily cut trees, but due to their influence, people have reduced cutting down trees, and now they are resorting to planting young trees. So when we moved around our land, we found so many young trees growing. It's their effort. And besides that, they are resorting to farming as well, because they found only planting trees will not help the farmers, will not help the community. So they resorted to farming. So sometimes they bring us facilitators. They teach us how to manage the garden, how to care the banana plantations, how to care the trees. Very soon they promised us even to get us market for honey, because of recent they brought us the facilitators, and they taught us how we can take care of bees. As we've seen earlier, the beehives we have over there, now we are resorting to that project, and we hope with few months we shall start harvesting. So even our hill was completely dry, but due to their effort, now we've started seeing some green because they are planting some trees there. They are caring those trees, applying manure, applying several things to care those trees. So we are very much happy with them, and we hope we shall extend our contract with them, because in fact we have contract with them, and we hope we shall extend it if they are willing to extend the contract with us.
Before they joined us, the environment, the area was so dry, there was not enough food, and the soil has no fertility in it. But when they joined us, they taught us how to return the soil with fertile, how to keep our crops with the food, and what to do to return the environment with the green color. They taught us how to plant trees, and use what is good in planting trees. They taught us how to make organic fertilizers and what the use of trenches to stop soil erosion, to keep water in our gardens, and they taught us how to storage of water for during the sunny seasons, yeah, that you can dig other things using that water during the sunny season, like tomatoes, irrigation to the crops, irrigating the crops.
My name's Busura Fred. So I'm a resident at Kabano Parish and Kabano ALC1 in Kasasa South County. So I'm a farmer. For us, before RECO came to join us, we are using the other methods, and during that time we are spending a lot of money. At the time when we started, when RECO came, we started using the natural fertilizers. Now the expenditure, we changed from, we have been using a lot of money to buy the drugs, the herbicides, but no longer we are not using that. We are getting our natural fertilizers. So there is a way which we have improved in saving the amount of money we have been spending.
They even promised us to give us some inputs at a subsidized cost.
We hope to get more to add on to our generating income, as we have been doing, because they told us there is a way of getting that honey so that they can get us the market so that we can add on to our generating income.
We train our younger people who are unemployed to make the beehives, and these beehives are bought from them, but as well the previous unemployed people are able to make the beehives and as well sell to the communities who want to do appear. Beekeeping is very important because in this way we are able to provide a habitat for one of the important insects, which is the bee, which goes on also to pollinate the crops of the farmers, pollinate the trees.
Yeah, the message has been going on well so far, in that before we started, you can testify that there were huge blackouts of pests and diseases. But after handling the communities, teaching them the good farming practices and how we can, as human beings, can get involved also directly in conserving the environment instead of destructing it, we have reduced the damage. We have reduced the bare lands, in that people have practiced agroforestry. Currently, you can find gardens when somebody is planting trees and also putting some farming practices within.
We have many trees which we have planted, so we changed of getting, we are no longer looking for firewood because already we have more than necessary the trees we have planted. We can use them and cook our food, and then we keep the environment.
There are quite some challenges in that the way people are perceiving it. Those who have already been brought on board are practicing and conserving the environment, but still those who are against it. As we go further to encourage many people to plant more trees and also practice some good farming practices, but others have not yet come on board. And you can see that some activities are still going on in the villages, like bricklaying, and they are cutting down trees to support, as we would fuel in burning the bricks. So we still have those minor challenges that have come that still are happening because of some ignorance in the communities.
As RECO, we are promoting tree planting. We have our tree nursery, which is the only one which rises or which grows indigenous tree species. These local trees are very important because they are multi-purpose. They have multiple benefits. Some are important for medicinal benefits, some are important for timber, some are important for fruits, herbs, and as well, most important is that the trees are important also for our planet through carbon sequestration. Of course, we distribute the trees to farmers and also schools which plant them. And also we go to the degraded areas, especially the hills, which have really been barren and unproductive, where we try to restore them through tree planting. As you might have seen already in the video, you've seen the areas where we planted the trees. Currently we have about 8 hectares which have been planted with trees in different areas, and we aim to reach about 100 hectares within 5 years ahead, and we look forward also for more partners so that we can achieve this goal.
Then on the side of these citrus fruits, we have been buying them, getting them now. These days we are in the coronavirus. So they have told us to use these lemons. For us, for me, I'm having it. We're just squeezing it, and then we are being cured without you spending the money. That's how we are. All of those we have obtained them from RECO.
I'm Kikomoto Sylvia. I'm the landlady. I'm working with the RECO for conservation. I decided to work with the RECO because I'm environment conscious. As you can see my compound, I really grow a lot of trees. I really love environment. So when they came and asked me to work with them, I was very happy because that has been my dream. I've been working with them. We have grown trees, especially on the hill. We have educated the community about beekeeping. We have educated the community on good methods of farming. We have educated the community about improved ovens. So the community is really happy with RECO. And I'm so happy, especially with the good methods of farming I've learned from RECO.
At the start, you know, the things were complex in that people saw it as something huge and they couldn't easily welcome and also make it happen. But with the time, for the years we have been moving on, people are welcoming it and they have tried it and it's yielding. So many are coming on board, but at the start it was something that happened, looked like it's too huge for them to maintain or to come up with.
I want to take this chance to thank RECO. RECO as a project, thank you very much, because you've been able to change our community. You've been able to change our environment. Now it's so green, it's so healthy. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank first of all the community members who have directed and indirectly come up to cooperate with the Rakai Environmental Conservation Organization and have been able to come up with the message to welcome our practices and activities in the community, and they have willingly come up to implement them on the ground. They have loved the organization. Second, I would also like to thank the RECO team, the RECO administration, who came up with such an idea of conserving the environment because of the many various changes in the world due to environment and its associated problems. We have been able to achieve the goals through the continuous information saturation in the community members. We have not given up on the members, and we are not ready to give up for now because we want to first hit the goals.
Working with different communities, what we observed is that we have to work together with the people, and it is the basis where people had got a mindset of destroying the environment. So our major task was to change the mindset of the people, and this one is included the older people, the adults, men and women, through trainings, workshops, through practical sessions, through exchange visits, so that they can be inspired, where especially for the farmers, where they can see, learn, and as well apply the sustainable farming practices. We understand that the world cannot be better without a generation which thinks about environmental conservation. That's why we go to the different schools and we talk about environmental conservation to the children, so that they can understand, and as well, hopefully in the future, they become the leaders when it comes to environmental conservation. Of course, in all these ones, including the change the mindset of the communities, tree planting, we are doing this one, but also there are of course the other challenges. Some of the challenges include impassable roads, long roads, sometimes where we plant the trees and then the dry season hits in and we are affected, and as well some practices which are still in the communities, like bush burning and poor farming practices which are still ongoing, which leads sometimes to siltation of our water bodies and as well affect the aquatic life in our water bodies. Of course, there are other challenges, for example, where we sometimes aim to plant more trees or reach to more communities, but sometimes we are not able to do so due to lack of funds, and we hope that in future we shall be able to solve these challenges so that we can be able to achieve what our goals, our aims and our objectives. Rakai Environmental Conservation Program would not be what it is and what it has done without the people locally in our communities, the team, the local team, but as well our partners, especially his Suleiman Foundation team, and other individuals who are supporting us, the institutions which are supporting us, the government agencies which are supporting us. This would not be able, and the achievements would not be able without you all. I take this opportunity to thank you all for taking this journey with us, and we hope that this journey will not end. We shall continue working and also ensuring that our environment is conserved and our farmers are doing farming practices which are sustainable, and as well we get so that we get a beautiful planet, and as well we get happy people who are earning enough income, who are out of poverty, but as well to boost our economies.